and welcome to our 7 a.m. live stream. We are still here at Noble Savage with our one and only Kylie Small. She is a Haughton graduate who is chasing her dream at being the next big country music star. So obviously we talked all this morning about who you are and what you do. We're going to go through all that again a little bit and just talk more loosely about everything that goes on in your world, right, kind of. So first of all, tell everybody who you are and kind of what got you into this and what you do.
My name is Kylie Small, and I am from Haughton High School. I graduated there this past May, and I released my first single the day before I graduated. I grew up in Haughton. My family is super close. They are so supportive. I am so grateful for my Haughton community, and I'm so grateful for just the Lord for giving me this talent and giving me this drive. I would not be where I am without Jesus, and so I'm just very grateful for my family and for everybody around me that has made this possible.
Absolutely, and through this morning, we learned that you really have a knack for this, right? You have a beautiful voice, but with that comes to hours and hours and hours of practice that nobody sees, right? What gets you through just doing that so much?
My favorite part of music that gets me through the rough parts of practicing is the writing. And so if I'm not really feeling like singing at the moment, or I'm not really feeling like practicing guitar, I will just sit and write poems. I won't have to put any music to it. I don't have to sing. I just get to put out my words on paper. And that is so therapeutic, and it is just so stress relieving, and it makes it fun still. And so it keeps the fun in the work aspect of it still.
Absolutely. I love that because that's such a big thing. When you find a passion and you try to work really hard to be successful at it, it can get tiring doing the same thing day in, day out, practicing over and over all these hours and really not getting to test your progress until you're here on stage, right? And so being able to find another avenue where you can do something that you love still, but it surrounds that whole thing is so amazing. Looking back at what you have going, I know that you're very into your mentors and who has helped you with learning and different things like that. How much of a role have they played into where you're at now?
Oh gosh, I wouldn't be where I'm at now without all of them. I obviously already mentioned my family. They have supported me in every single way, emotionally, physically, financially, and so I'm so grateful for them. But then also my community surrounding me. So being from Haughton, the community is so close, and it's one big family. And so my church, First Baptist Haughton, has played such a big part in helping me grow up in a good place and helping me have good character and really just allowing my walk with the Lord to grow closer. And then being in the Haughton school systems and the Bossier Parish school systems, the Talented Arts program is incredible. I cannot say enough good things about it. And then additionally, just some other programs and places around the area. The Louisiana Grandstand in Shreveport, those folks are incredible, and they are just so passionate about what they do and passionate about music. And here at the Noble Savage, all of the workers here have just been so kind, and I'm so grateful for this community for allowing me to come up here and do what I love.
Exactly, and the community gets behind people like you that smile and are always doing something in the community, right? Let's talk about motivation, right? Obviously, going into something like this, it's fun, right? Being able to sing, being able to do that type, it is fun. But to be great, it takes another level of motivation and focus. Can you talk to us about what your goals are and kind of give the people what you want to do with your career?
I feel like every artist's goal is to be at the top, to have a number one. And of course, that is my goal too. My goal is to one day maybe be able to do a tour and be able to be an artist full time and have that support me and be my career. But in doing that, my goal is always to point the glory back to God. And so in the music industry, it is obviously a very dark place. There is a lot of stuff that goes on that is not always positive. And so being in such a place like that, it is so important to me to stay true to who I am and stay true to my faith. And in doing that, I feel like I can be a light in a dark place. And that is also why my family and my church and everybody surrounding me is such an important part of that, because without them, I don't know if I would be able to stay as grounded. And so they are so key to that. And so my goals with it is to be at the top, but it's to be at the top while staying true to myself.
Amen. And that's such a big, important part is having your support system who can keep your head on your shoulders, keep your feet on the ground. You have a new single that you just talked about that you released the day before you graduated called Them Boys. If you watched on TV, you definitely heard it. We're going to give them a little bit of that right now. And we have, like we also said, you're going to preview your new song that we haven't even talked about yet that's coming out. I heard it's her favorite. So we're going to let you sing a little bit here, and so the people can get a taste of Kylie Small.
Them boys grew up across the street, 3 houses down from mine. We used to skip rocks and fish off the dock, just passing the summertime. One day I came crashing through the screen door, 'cause one of them made me cry. Told mama I hate him, she smiled and said, baby, one day you'll change your mind. Them boys are gonna drive you crazy. Them boys are gonna break your heart. Them boys are gonna run a little wild child. They can't help who they are. With their skull ring jeans and small town dreams, trucks that make too much noise. One day they show up at your front door and got you falling for one of them boys. Them boys, God bless them boys. Them boys.
So obviously, so much goes into making a song, right? Like I couldn't imagine really what. Oh, and we are back now. Okay, so obviously, so much goes into making a song, right? What kind of is the process of that? Like, what goes into thinking and putting it all together? You do poetry, obviously. So, but what does that kind of look like?
So I mentioned earlier that I am working with an agency in Nashville, and they have aided me so much. My family doesn't come from a music background, and so we really were walking into this blindly, and they have helped me tremendously over in Nashville. We've made several trips up there to talk with them, and they're my team. And so with that, they set me up with some incredible songwriters in Nashville. I went up to Tennessee about a year ago for a week, and for a week straight, all I did was write. I was in a writing room for hours a day with different writers. And so with this song, I wrote it with 2 incredible songwriters named Jason Blaine and Benji Cowart. And we sat down and we were going through just different song titles and you know, the ideas behind them. And they were like, Them Boys, what is Them Boys about? And I was like, you know, them boys that you grew up with, they make you shake your head, but you know that they've just got a good heart. And so that was the idea there, and that's how Them Boys was written with them. And so I learned a lot from them. I've learned a lot from all of the writers I've gotten to work with. And so then after writing that song, you work on it for a little bit, you polish it up, and then you get in a recording studio and you just knock it out. And so it is getting in there and recording is tough. I didn't realize you have to go through that song 1,000 times to get different layers and to get this and that, and it is just such an intricate process that people do not realize. And so then it gets recorded, and then I had an incredible producer. His name was Matthew Morrissey, and he helped me get that mixed and mastered and all of the things that I do not know how they work, but someone else does. And so then I get the song back, and then it's time to start marketing, and I took cover photos and all of those sorts of things, and then started advertising on my social medias. And so it is a very long process that people do not realize it until you're behind the scenes.
Absolutely, and that's what it takes to be a star, you know, like those long hours. And so obviously Nashville is such a big step, right? Going from Haughton into really, like that's the step right there. It's where country music and your dream can take off. What will that next step look like for you? Moving moving to Nashville, or do you plan to release more music out there, work with those people more? Do you plan to release an album? What does that kind of look like in the future?
I would absolutely love to be able to do all of those things, but at the moment we're taking it slow and taking baby steps. We've mentioned that I do have another single coming out later, which we can talk about more. But whenever I get to Nashville, I will be attending Belmont University, and I'm going to major in music business with an emphasis in production. And so I will get to learn more about the behind-the-scenes stuff that I don't know a ton about already. And so with that, I'm hoping to make a ton of connections there and continue working with songwriters and other things to help myself grow, but also just to help other people and do what I love. And it's just one big community, and everyone is so supportive there because it is very intimidating. I'm such a small fish in such a big sea, and being in rooms in Nashville where there is so much talent, and it makes you feel very small, but it also gives you a lot of hope that these people love what they do, and it is such an encouraging place to be. And so whenever I get up there, that's the plan. It's to just get plugged in where I can, and just to let God take me where he's got planned. I trust that if it's meant to happen, it will happen. I will put in the work to make it happen. And so I'm just waiting on doors to open.
Absolutely. If you had one dream artist you could work with, make a song with, whatever it is, who would that artist be and why?
I feel like everybody's goal is to work with Taylor Swift. I mean, she's the biggest. And honestly, I was a Swiftie before it was cool. And so I've got pictures of me as a little bitty kid in my pink cowgirl boots at her country concert. So not just hopping on the bandwagon there, but honestly, I would love to work with Morgan Wallen. His features are incredible. He can spit out an album like nobody's business. And Ann Wilson is one of my biggest inspirations. I just love her, and she is on tour with him right now, opening for him, and that is so amazing. And so I would love to get to do something like that, like what she is doing right now.
Absolutely. And for the people at home, just while I'm sitting next to Kylie, I can pick up on the little bits of just passion that you talk with, and it is so amazing to see someone chase their dreams. And that's what makes my job so much fun, is because I get to come see people like you who take this so serious, and you need to in order to go far. And I think it's so amazing, especially. So we want to preview this new song that you have. You have not done this. This is the first time for everyone. So if you're watching, you should feel special. So what is the name behind the song? I heard this is your favorite song. Is there a story that goes into this? Tell us about it.
So this song I have not announced anywhere, by the way, that I'm releasing it. It will be announced this Friday, but y'all are hearing it here first. But this song is called For a Cowboy, and it will be out August 22nd. And it's kind of a wordplay in the song. So it's saying, for a cowboy, like, you're pretty good, rough around the edges, but you clean up nice. And then we get to the chorus, and it switches over to like what I would do for a cowboy like you. So it's like, you're pretty good for a cowboy, but then also what I would do for a cowboy. And so that's kind of the wordplay there and the idea behind that.
I love it. Are you ready to preview a little?
Absolutely.
Let's get it. Let's do it.
Time to take me out, boy. Ain't one to brag, but you're looking like that, and that ain't too bad for a cowboy. Let me show you how the West was won. Got a pal that made a soul that was made to run, two boots on your dash while I'm sitting shotgun down a red dirt road with Brooks and Dunn. If you let me, I'd be you sure are, and I've got a heart for a cowboy, for a cowboy.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, new song comes out. Make sure we're live this time. There we go. New song comes out. I love it. One thing that I love about your music so far, of the two songs I've heard, is how relatable it is. A lot of people have a beautiful voice, but the ability to write and to make it relatable to everybody is that next step and that next level that you are obviously already at. So last thing here as we wrap up, is there anything that we've missed that you want to shout out? Any people that have helped you along the way that we haven't talked about just yet or anything like that? Or if you just want to tell people more about yourself?
We do not have time for me to sit here and shout out everybody that deserves it. I genuinely cannot say thank you enough. I'm just going to sum it up as my community in Haughton. There is genuinely no place I would have rather grown up in and been raised in than there. And I'm just so thankful for everybody who has gone along the way. And my heart is so full of love and support. And I'm just so thankful for that. And then I really just want to leave y'all with the reason that I do this is because I feel like this is what God put me here for. I've loved a lot of things over the course of my life, and I've done really well in school. I graduated as valedictorian, and I was a Louisiana State Finalist Student of the Year, and so I've considered, medical field and other things like that, but every time I start to think about pursuing something else, my heart is not in it, and this is what my heart is in, and I truly believe that the Lord would not have given me this passion if this was not where He wanted me to go, and so I think that it is wrong to let fear stop me. I'm very much a control freak, and so not being in control of everything because, this is unpredictable, but trusting that this is what God wants for me, and I'm going to follow it regardless of my own personal fears and doubts, that this is what I love, and this is what I feel led to do for the Lord.
I love passionate people, and especially people that are chasing their dreams. I know right now so many people watching this live stream are sitting back smiling because that is just an amazing answer. And so thank you again for joining us and having us here. I know everybody watching is rooting and pulling for you, and I know that one day we will be sitting here with a Kylie Small exclusive interview at KTBS when she is the biggest country music star in the world. So thank you again for joining us, and I hope you all enjoyed. For right now, it has been Taylor Gibson and Kylie Small here at Noble Savage. Thank you guys for watching.